Chapter 1. Many years ago, in a small town in Persia, a father divided his belongings equally between his two young sons, Qasim and Ali. Although the property was equally divided, in no way would fortune treat them alike. Qasim married Vasti, a wealthy widow, and worked managing their inn, while husband and wife were protégés. They hardly saw each other. In a large mansion they shared in town, Ali, on the other hand, was wed to Fatima, a daughter of a poor shepherd, and was employed as a woodcutter. They lived in a shack, but shared a life full of love and happiness. One summer afternoon in the forest, Ali was cutting wood himself. As he swung his axe on a strong tree, the ground began to rumble like an earthquake. Startled, Ali recognized the sound of horses. Many horses were sounded, and they were approaching fast. Driving his axe, Ali quickly scaled a tree and hid its leafy foliage. There he watched and waited. From a vantage point, Ali saw 40 men on horseback come into view, tied up their horses, and left heavy saddlebags on their shoulders. Ali thought they looked like robbers with stolen loot. Now about the group convened below a tree that had large scraggy boulder at its base. Their leader was obvious because he stood taller and looked crueler than others. Ali heard him utter a strange phrase, "Open Caesar!" As soon as the man spoke, the voice led to a side of the river cave. What kind of magic am I witnessing? Ali thought as he watched the man disappear inside the cave. A little boy held red, his mind raced. This must be their secret hideaway. So time after, the man exited the cave. I never heard the leader call out, "Close, Caesar!" and watched as the water slid back to the massive cave's entrance. The men then mounted their horses and galloped away. Chapter 2. Ali remained in a tree until he felt it was safe to move again, and only then did it hit the rock floor. Feeling until he had just sprinted through the forest, sweat dripped out his face, soaking his tunic. At last, Ali made himself say magic words, "Open Caesar!" The boulder slid open, and Ali felt his knees. The cave was gloomy, as he had expected, but instead well lit by a crack in the ceiling. Ali looked around the bags of gold and silver coins, stacks of fine silk rugs, and chests overflowing with colorful gems. From the amount of treasure in the cave, Ali decided that robbers must have built a stash over generations. They won't notice a few missing bags of gold and jewels, Ali thought. Ali was wife. Fatima watched as he carried stuffed bags to the small shack. "These don't look like wood," she thought. Fatima's eyes looking wide as Ali emptied the bags, a heap of gold coins and glittering jewels on the floor. "Whom did you rob?" she gasped. Fatima replied, "I'm no robber, unless one who steals from robbers is also himself a robber." Fatima raised an eyebrow as he began to tell her the whole story. Ali and Fatima discussed what they should do with their newfound wealth. They could spend it freely without raising suspicions. They would bury it in the garden, but they decided to wait and first to estimate the worst. So Fatima went to Fasti and Qasim's mansion and asked to borrow a scale to weigh grain. Fasti was suspicious about how this dispute. Ali and Fatima would have enough weight to measure with a scale, but she placed a bit of soot underneath the scale. Whatever they were weighing was stick to sweat. Later, when Fatima returned the scale, the astonished Fasti discovered a gold coin stuck to the bottom. Chapter 4. That evening, Fasti said to Qasim, "Your poor brother's wife came to borrow a scale. What could I have to weigh? I stuck some sweat to the bottom of the scale to find out. Guess what? I discovered Fatima returned the scale." Qasim watched Fatima draw a gold coin from her pocket and immediately snatched it from her hand, holding up in candlelight. "My little brother is up to something, this much is sure. How did a poor woodcutter manage to acquire a gold piece of such quality? There must be more, Vasti said. Think about it. You only count your money, but he has so much he has to wake it. I know where the rest of the gold is hidden. And next morning when Fatima was out, Qasim pulled the open door to Ali's shack. Right being rather cynic, Qasim roared, "Tell me, Alibaba, do not keep secrets from my brother." He threw the gold coins at Ali and spat. "I know all about your gold. You can blame your foolish wife for that." His time was shocked. Ali started telling Qasim, but they didn't came. Qasim interrupted and barked, "Take me there now." Tick 5. And he spoke the magic words. "Open sesame!" The door finally opened. After a moment's shock, Qasim ran inside. With a shake of his head, Ali headed home. Inside cave, Qasim rolled the loosest carpets, tossed handfuls of gold coins in the air, and wrapped some silk robes. He filled his bags with loot. He was ready to leave and paused and said, "What's praise again? Oh yes, open, Barley." Nothing happened. I could have sworn those were birds that I spoke to open cave. Was it different grain or was it spice? He wondered aloud. "Open, Ginger." Again, nothing happened. He was panicked. He yelled, "Open, cinnamon! Open, paprika! Open, rice!" Still nothing happened. Qasim panicked and clawed out of the cave door like a tiger imprisoned in a cave. At last, the robbers returned to the cave with more riches. They were surprised. The desperate Qasim. Ali immediately put an end to him. As a warning to other close body inside the cave. Chapter 6. The same evening, Fatima and Ali ate dinner together. They didn't argue, but soon realized that Qasim was to blame for their quarrel. Basti burst through the door with a concerned expression climbing the stage. "Is Qasim here?" she asked. Ali and Fatima looked at each other. "No," Ali answered, "and I saw him in the forest." I knew the Basti was more concerned about the treasures Qasim was to bring than Qasim himself, but Ali was still loyal to his family, so he set out for the forest. The moon was high and Ali came back home. But Vasti looked up from her tea. "Have you found him?" she asked. Ali replied in a low voice. Vasti had departed his life for her next. Ali took Vasti back to her home last night, where a dedicated maid, Murjana, awaited. Once Murjana put Vasti to bed, she brought Ali a cup of tea with her cold to dance. "Thank you," Ali said. They sat in silence. One moment before Ali spoke again. "My brother and Vasti trusted you, and so I must too." With that, he told her an entire story. Murjana saw an opportunity. Ali quickly agreed. "I will help you," Murjana said, "but not for free. Will you give me enough gold so that I may go back to my homeland?" No. Ali quickly agreed, and Murjana suggested that her first step be making Qasim's face seem accidental, so as not to draw attention. Next day, Murjana went to the marketplace to spread the news that a donkey had kicked Qasim in the head and he had died. Now, the evening when robbers returned to the cave to stash for plunder, they were perplexed and found Qasim's body missing. Very clouded and inside he exclaimed, "Now we're concerned that someone else knows about the game." In a sense, he turned to one man. "Now I know the identity of the man we killed. We must learn who his accomplices." Chapter 7. The next day, a robber, pretending to be a holy man, went to the marketplace asking the names of families who had suffered the loss of a loved one. Dismissing his death so unlikely people, he focused on one man named Qasim. Vasti was still mourning. Murjana allowed the holy man inside the mansion to say a prayer over Qasim's body. The Lord immediately recognized Qasim, and in excitement, paying no mind to the servant watching him, said a few words before turning to leave. His prayer seemed strange to Murjana, so after him, curtain and watched as the robber drew down the front door. Murjana sighed and shook her head. Simple tricks are simple for a simple man, she thought. Grabbing some chalk, she ran outside and drew an X on each of her houses on the street. That night, robber who had posed the holy man led a group to Qasim's street. She saw robbery in his tracks. Now, all the front door has an X. Which house had he been earlier? As they the leader declared that he will find another way to identify the accomplice. Chapter 8. The next day. The leader of these posed as an oil merchant, and the robbers who had posed as a holy man was disguised as helper. They spent the day knocking on doors in old houses on Kasim Street. When Murjana answered toward Kasim's home, the robber nudged the leader. May I see the master of the house? The leader asked. Ali came to the door and asked, I'm the brother of Kasim. How can I help you? I have oil for sale. The merchant gestured to the barrels loaded on Carson Street. Murjana looked at barrels. Something about them and these men made her uneasy. Yes, we will take a few barrels, Ali said. Thank you, kind sir. May I have another request? The leader asked. May we stay here tonight? Store our wares in our yard? Ali felt bounded by the rules of hospitality and interest in stories of an old merchant. Ignored Murjana's concerned expression and explained, You may stay here, my friend. Chapter 9. Murjana made dinner that night. Her lantern went out. She went to the yard and turned the spigot corner of barrel. No oil. She tried the next barrel in peace to find oil. As she finished filling the lantern, she heard a call from inside her barrel, like puzzle pieces falling into place. Murjana realized the oil merchant was a thief, and the other thief was hidden inside the barrels. Murjana and her servants silently glued the barrels closed. Then they rolled the barrels down the hill to where the city soldiers stood guard. Murjana told the soldiers about the thieves. The soldiers laughed first, but then they opened one barrel and found a confused, dizzy robber armed to the teeth. As one group of soldiers said were arresting robbers, Murjana led Captain and his men to the mansion. Chapter 10. The thieves were tried and sent to faraway prisons, where stories and magical caves filled with treasure and treated as fairy tales. As promised, Ali gave Murjana and enough gold to return to her homeland. He used the gold to start business that kept her family wealthy for generations. Ali, Fatima, and Vasti returned to the cave again and again, taking more and more riches. They passed the secret location and the magic courts needed to enter it onto her children, who lived comfortably enough with what was left of treasure. By the time the great-grandchildren were born, there was no treasure left. One great-grandchild made some money by showing people a wondrous moving rock, but the novelty soon wore off. He spent the rest of his days living in the empty cave. When he passed on, there was no one left to remember the magic words, and the rock never moved again. Bye.